Concord, North Carolina here, the dirt track at Charlotte, the half-mile clay oval located right across Highway 29 from the Quad Oval Charlotte Motor Speedway. This stadium-style facility, built in the year of 2000, has nearly 14,000 seats and plays host to dirt late models, modifieds, sprint cars, monster trucks, and the World of Outlaws World Finals. Today holds home to USMTS Racing, the United States Modified Touring Series. These guys are ready to rock and roll, and we've seen awesome racing here week after week, and bound to be another one. Hello, race fans, and welcome to LSR TV Live on Racing Dirt. And we're back with another one here. Charles Wooten behind the cameras in the producer's seat, and my broadcasting partner here tonight, Nolan Rempel, and myself, Brandon Kreutz, ready to give you the calls here live from Concord. And Nolan, these guys so far every week have put on a really good show, and no exception here expected for the dirt track at Charlotte.
Oh, absolutely. As always, we're expecting a fantastic show tonight. We have the absolute thriller of a race, which was definitely a race for the record books to kick things off over in Lernerville, and now we've just come over from Eldora last week. That race definitely much cleaner, but well, it was still just as fast and just as exciting. This track a bit slower than Eldora, but still faster than Lernerville, and like we've been talking for this broadcast, we're expecting this to be a very fun race tonight indeed.
Absolutely accurate. The United States Modified Touring Series, also known as USMTS, is the fastest growing and most popular open-wheel dirt modified touring series in the world, attracting some of the most talented and professional drivers in North America. The fan-friendly format creates for exciting shows and enthusiastic and loyal fan base, and the USMTS routinely competes in front of capacity crowds. For more information on USMTS, visit USMTS.com. Again, that's USMTS.com, and these guys, really putting on a good show here for you, the fans, and everybody watching here. And I'm sure these guys are having a blast out here every week on the racetrack. Unfortunately, amongst the pandemic, we can't be out racing in the real world in these real race cars, but thankfully for iRacing, we have it in the virtual world here at Charlotte tonight.
Well, it's iRacing to the rescue, as always, in this time where we have to be trapped indoors. Well, I think this is a time where I'm actually fine with being trapped indoors, because it means that instead of being at work, I'm able to stay at home and commentate this right beside you. And let me tell you what, that is a privilege that I am definitely happy to have.
Yeah, absolutely, and I do have to agree with you right now, although I'm a little bit upset. Yesterday should have been the opener for my local track that I work at here, but it's all right. It snowed yesterday anyways, so we're going to say that we wouldn't have any racing anyways. Mother Nature would have put a damper on things for us anyhow, but these guys right now in the middle of their warm-up session here, as we just got a few more minutes left. It's about between 12 and 13 minutes here left on the warm-up session, but these guys will be ready to rock and roll here pretty shortly.
Absolutely. It's looking to be, at least 5 heat races, potentially 6 tonight, where there'll be 8 laps apiece, with the top 3 advancing through to the feature event, followed up by what is set up to be 3 consolation races to make up what we expect will be a 24-car grid today, just like what we saw at Lernerville and at Eldora. So, once again, a packed night of racing, well over 40 drivers on the track right now for these final minutes of warm-up.
Yeah, absolutely, and man, what a crowd of drivers we've got here week after week as well, Nolan. These guys all putting out and wanting to put on a good show for the fans, and these guys all having a blast out here on the racing surface, the virtual racing surface, as I should add. These guys, kind of ready to rumble here, the Mighty Modifieds, as these USMTS guys really put on a great show every week, as I've mentioned, and couldn't do it without some of these sponsors here that we get week after week, as one of the primary sponsors here Mel Hambelton Ford. We have the very best selection, all in one location. Over 1,100 vehicles on our lot to choose from. Trucks, cars, SUVs, every make and model, not just Ford. Whether you want a new or used vehicle from Mel Hambelton Ford, our staff is here and ready to help you choose the perfect one. Just right for you. Shop us today online at mhford.com. Let our staff take care of you with pickup and delivery right from your home. So come on, race fans. What are you waiting for? Choose Mel Hambelton Ford and experience the difference. On to heat race number 1, Nolan.
Yes, indeed. Rolling things over immediately. The official decided, let's just kick this show off right away. And, well, we're not going to complain about this one in the slightest. It's going to be Jimmy Mars starting on pole position. Kevin Rutherford right next to him in second place. The two winners from the outside and inside poles of the pill draw for heat number 1. Tanner Mullins in third place with Anthony Vasquez in fourth place. You got Mitchell Clement down in 5th place. Jason Webb in 6th. Nicholas Wiley 7th. Kevin McNatt in 8th, Robbie Childs 9th, David Givens 10th, Brandon Lacey in 11th with Chris Kratzer over there rounding off the 12-car field for heat race number 1.
Heat race number 1 rolling off, and as we stated, it's going to be Jimmy Mars up at the front of this thing, leading the field to the drop of the green flag. So not this time, but next time, the pace truck will be pulling off into the safety of the infield, and these guys are going to let them rip out of corner number 4 for the first time of the night.
What a beautiful track we've got for us tonight. The sun is still high in the sky at about just past 4 o'clock p.m. local in-sim time here on the beautiful May 15th weekend. So it's a beautiful, beautiful track tonight. And, well, I cannot wait to watch as these cars begin to pound into the dirt and this track begins to slick it off. So, well, let's get things ready to rumble. It'll be Jimmy Mars to lead them off for heat number 1.
Jimmy Mars, he's on the throttle. Green flag is in the air for the first time of the night here under racing condition. Jimmy Mars gonna storm out to a pretty good lead back there. A little bit of chaos towards the back of the pack. Those guys settled it out for some 3-wide racing. It's gonna be a side-by-side battle, this time off of corner number 4 for that second position.
Tanner Mullins trying to find his way around Kevin Rutherford. Rutherford pulling that outside line pretty well. We were discussing how the outside line as always might be the optimal line, but Rutherford into the wall, and now 3 wide for a brief moment there. Now Nicholas Wiley bumping and banging with Jason Webb. Webb trying to fight around. This is the fight for the transfer spot now. That number 3 machine, Nicholas Wiley, throwing it up the inside. He's going to be up in the 3rd.
Nicholas Wiley trying to make something happen. Jason Webb up to the outside wall, and what a save from the 15 machine. He manages to keep that race car under control and moving in the right direction. And though he's going to lose a little bit of time, it's better than a wrecked race car here in heat race number 1.
Kevin Rutherford unfortunately had some problems. He got spun around right in the back, but we didn't stay at green. No caution for that little incident. Everybody managed to roll away, so we're still clean and green. Nicholas Wiley now trying to throw it underneath Tanner Mullins. Mullins trying to pump around. He's trying to move up into 2nd place. As you can see in the back, Mitchell Clement down in 4th. He's trying to also find something to maybe get himself into the final transfer spot.
That he is. Wiley still right onto the rear nerf bar of Mullins up ahead of him, and Tanner Mullins, he drifts up to the high side, now leaves that bottom open down below. These guys gonna come around to 2 laps to go at the line this time.
2 laps to go. There's another car sideways just ahead of the leaders, it looked like for a moment. So some more calamity taking place. And in fact, it was actually Robbie Childs that got into the wall. So Childs, unfortunately, actually being removed from the session. So seems like Robbie Childs, well, has gotten into some trouble with race officials early on here. As, well, final lap of the heat race now. Nicholas Wiley looking secure right there in that final transfer spot.
Jimmy Mars is going to come home with the heat race win. It's going to be a battle for 3rd. And give it to Nicholas Wiley. It's going to be Tanner Mullins in that 2nd position. Clement going to be coming home in 4th. And Jason Webb rounding out the top 5 for heat race number 1. Now on to heat race number 2, Nolan.
Well, Adam Beckner winning out the pill draw for heat race number 2. This one will decide who will start on the outside pole for the main event tonight. Chad Wheeler down in second place, Brandon Givens third, Clint McFadden fourth, Caleb Dillard and Lucas Schott round out fifth and sixth for the first half of the field. You got Dustin Hodges and Ashley Vaughn in seventh and eighth, Johnny Broking and Casey Lindell in ninth and 10th, Kenton Allen and Alex Williamson rounding out this 12-car field for heat race number 2.
12 cars on the grid, stacked up, doubled up, and ready to go racing in just about 2 pace laps around this half-mile clay oval. Already some good racing that we've seen tonight as the pace truck rolls off. These guys gonna get ready to rumble here once again. Adam Beckner, my apologies, gonna be leading these guys to the green flag next time around.
So just 1.5 more laps before we go racing for the second heat race of the night. And well, first heat race was certainly a physical one. No surprise there. You wouldn't expect anything less from these drivers. Well, get ready to go racing for the second of 5 heat races tonight. That 77 machine going to be the one to lead them off to the green with that control car. Chad Wheeler, no doubt, might have something for him around the outside. And don't discount McFadden, though. Clint McFadden has been very, very fast all season. He's going to be looking for sure to be making up some spots here early on.
So Beckner has the fields in hands. Look for that 29, Chad Wheeler to his outside. The field's on the throttle. Green flag is in the air once again.
Already looking 3 wide behind the 4 wide into turn number 1. Cars getting all sorts of checked up among them. Ashley Vaughn is in the outside wall. She's dropped back to last place with 3 wide on for the lead here. And here's number 2. 1 car going around. Brandon Givens having a bit of a loose moment there. Now this is all sorts of crazy up front as Adam Beckner in the outside wall, and he's grinding along that wall after some more contact on the front straightaway.
A gaggle of race cars from that second position on back. Clint McFadden going to be leading these guys around to that major pack back behind him. He's in the second position back there. Brandon Givens, after a very loose moment, he's coming back. He's trying to fight back for third, side by side in corner number 3.
Givens up the inside in the turn number 3. He's going to be able to get this one secured unless Lucas Schott can have something for him around the outside. But that number 69 machine doesn't look like it's got that pace it needs yet around that outside line. Haven't been able to really get that outside line working. He's going to try to throw it the inside now in the number 2, but still not close enough to make it work. Halfway through heat race number 2. Already Brandon Givens up front. He might be looking to make a move here on Clint McFadden.
Givens is rocking that low line down, now trying to get that insurance spot down there in through corners number 3 and 4. Brandon Givens, remember that third position is a transfer position. If he can get that one more spot, it's just one more spot that he doesn't have to worry about to get himself locked into that A-main event. And now under fire is Clinton McFadden back there. That's Johnny Broking in that 45 machine, trying to look to gain one more position to get himself locked into the A-main.
He's all over that back end. 2 laps to go now. Johnny Broking. Can he try to make something here? He's definitely faster than Clint McFadden. He's really got to try to throw it up the inside here. Likely on the last lap, it might be looking like that 45 to get a good drive off of turn number 4. White flag in the air. Taking a bit of a wider line for the 45. Still trying to find some speed, maybe around the middle groove. This is it here. Crunch time. Final corner. Can Broking try to punch himself into the feature race? He cannot. Can have nothing for him. Clint McFadden going to hold on to that final transfer spot. Brandon Givens in second with Chad Wheeler winning heat race number 2.
Another good heat race there for heat race number 2, and we quickly move through the program, ticking off laps. Time for heat race number 3.
This time it's going to be Ryder Cantillo starting this off on pole position with Bo Reddy over there in second place. Cale Westover in third. Bobby Sorensen in fourth place. Ryan Gustin in fifth. Ryan Gaunt in sixth place. Cody Gagliano in seventh place with Tyler McGoldrick in eighth. Dalton McKinney ninth. Ben Lewis 10th. Mike McKinney in 11th. Brady Bell rounds out the 12-car field.
The field rolls off now, and as stated, it's going to be Ryder Cantillo leading these guys to the drop of the green flag. Bo Ready going to be right to his outside, ready to rumble. No pun intended.
Well, I think at this point we've made that pun probably about 5 times over the course of the season apiece. So I think one more doesn't hurt any for sure, Brandon. Well, Bo Ready, like you said, he is going to be wanting to jump on this early, trying to get himself a heat win here tonight. Ryder Cantillo, though, in the 16 machine, he's been looking good. Excuse me, the 97 machine. Well, I have noticed a bit of a trend here. The leader of the heat races, whoever can lead after lap 2, they tend to go on to win the heat. That's a little trend I've noticed here. We'll have to see if Cantillo can continue to fulfill that trend tonight.
Absolutely accurate. So the pace truck makes its way down into the safety of the infield off the back straightaway. Ryder Cantillo in the 97 machine looking to make something happen here. He has the field in hand once again. Green flag is in the air for heat race number 3.
Great jump there from Ryder Cantillo off of the line in the turn number 1. 3 wide though for the transfer spot. And that is Mike Gustin making contact down in 4th place. Wasn't able to make that 3 wide move work up the inside, and the 19R has to fall back into 5th place now. Now it's going to be Bobby Sorensen trying to fight the outside line, trying to get around Cale Westover for the final transfer spot, trying to look around that top side, and still not able to find anything for him, but they're side by side for 2nd and 3rd.
Looks like it may be a drag race down the front straightaway, as it is. Cale Westover trying to make something happen down on that low side now, and he's going to fight his way all the way up into that 2nd position. Not quite able to clear yet. This time he will. Down into turn 3. It's going to be 4 wide racing back there for the 3rd position.
3 wide now for 4. Sorensen still with the middle line. Cody Gagliano running the bottom, and you got Ryan Gunn up top. Gunn manages to clear for 4th place and still trying to duke it out here with Cody Gagliano. You can see Sorensen trying to look at the inside. 4 wide behind them again, and now here comes the launch. Ryan Gunn trying to make something for that transfer spot underneath. Bo Ready in a dangerous position here if he wants to hold on to that transfer spot and make his way through into the feature event tonight. As well, things are still looking tight as we're still 3 abreast behind them.
These guys are all hanging tight together right now. A very racy dirt track at Charlotte here, Concord, North Carolina, putting on a great show here so far tonight. It's almost a little bit of contact up ahead of these guys. They managed to stay clean and green, and everybody keeps all 4 wheels underneath them.
Cody Gagliano steals the top spot, steals the bottom transfer spot away from Bo Ready around the outside of the racetrack. Now, the question is, can Gustin try to make something work underneath him? He's going to be side by side for the transfer spot, making a bit of contact into turn number 1. White flag is out. Gustin trying to find something around the inside now. They're going to be side by side now. Down in turn number 3, it's going to be a slider from Gustin. Here comes Gagliano, though, fighting back. Cody Gagliano holds on to the transfer spot.
Man, oh man, Gustin, he just got a little bit too high up at the outside wall. He loses it for that transfer spot. Ryder Cantillo coming home with a heat race win.
Yes, indeed, and well, like you said, lightning fast program as always, moving straight on into heat race number 4. Well, Laurel Haven's going to kick things off on pole position with Todd Stanley down in 2nd, Colby Smith and Clyde down in row number 2, Adam Hummerding with Dustin Hall beside him in that 3rd row, Jeffrey Wood and Austin Howes 7th and 8th, Joey Galloway, one of the Canadians in the field over there in 9th place, with Kyle Thompson in 10th place. Sean Powers, Dalton Bishop round out the top 12.
So all of these guys ready to go racing once again. And again, going to be 8 more laps around here. 4 to the 5 heat races, or this is heat race number 4 out of 5. And the field of 12 is ready to roll once again.
Yes, indeed, and ready to get running with us today. And, well, I think one driver to note here, as I've just been told, is, well, Todd Stanley in that car starting towards the back. Of course, the owner and president of the United States Modified Touring Series taken into the track with the drivers here today. Starting in the back of the field is Stanley. So, well, good to see, you know, one of the officials out on the track tonight here, Brandon.
Absolutely accurate, and pace truck makes its way off once again. Havens on the front row, ready to get the field wound up once again. Heat race number 4 is underway. Green flag is in the air.
Laurel Havens, a great jump off of the line. Clyde Dunn trying to find his way around the bottom. Dustin Hall the left top, side by side with Colby Smith. He puts him into the wall for the transfer spot. Colby Smith shoving his way through, taking no prisoners in the number 1.
It's going to be a drag race down into quarter number 1 once again, like a bullet out of a gun there on the low side of the Charlotte Motor Speedway goes the 88. Clyde Dunn manages to pull away for the lead. Now it's going to be a battle for second. 3 cars under a blanket out of turn 4.
Still duking now, Dustin Hall and Colby Smith fighting for the transfer spot. Hall pulling the outside line. He needs to do that. He knows that's where the speed is coming in right now, and he's still going to be able to dive it off across the corner and shut out Colby Smith. But Smith, he's doing a great job trying to fight that inside line, trying to find some way around that 574.
High, wide, and handsome goes that 74 all the way around the outside of this racetrack. And now moving to that middle groove, trying to find any but attack that he can out there. And he's in the transfer position right now. We may have company now as he catches a piece of the outside concrete.
Austin Howes into the wall as well, just behind him, and made some contact with Colby Smith. For now, though, the battle for the heat win might be on here, Brandon. Laurel Havens has closed in the gap to Clyde Dunn. Dunn under fire here from Laurel Havens. That 47 machine running very much high, wide, and handsome around that outside line as we're coming around with 2 to go now. Dunn is under fire.
Dunn in the 88 is indeed under fire from the 47 machine of Havens. Havens trying to rip that outside a little bit squirrely. Got the 88 there that last time out of turn 2. They come out of turn 4 this time. White silks are in the air one more time around.
Havens is still close, and he's got the pace. He needs to try to ram his way in there. Can he try to take it off of 1 and 2 here? They're going to be side by side for the heat win down the back straightaway. Dunn still has that upper hand on the bottom. Havens trying to get in there, but Clyde Dunn throws a slider and hangs on for the heat win. Laurel Havens down in second. Clyde Dunn, Dustin Hall going to round things off for this 3rd heat race of the night. So, well, there you go. And I hate to say it, but your USMTS president and owner, unfortunately, had to finish that one further down to the back of the order.
That he did, but as we move on, Nolan, it's going to be the final heat race of the night before we get into some consolation-style racing.
Absolutely. This time, Jason Murray starting this off on pole position. Jake Nightingale down in second place. Sam Fankhauser in third place. Spencer Stock in fourth. Blake Brown in fifth. It's Kelby Taylor in sixth. Billy Branch in seventh. Benjamin Nading eighth. Tate Butler ninth. Dylan Allen 10th. With Nate Choder rounding out this 11-car field, taking away 1 car for the final heat race of the night.
So these guys are slow rolling here down into corner number 3. We're going to get one more pace lap around before we let these guys rip. And again, it's going to be Jason Murray leading these guys to the green flag. Nightingale going to be starting right next to him, front row outside.
Indeed, Jason Murray going to be the one to lead them around to the green. And, well, Nightingale, he was, again, one of those drivers whom we saw was pretty darn fast at Eldora. We're expecting him to be pretty fast today. He's starting in a fantastic position. Luck of the draw is putting him on that outside pole position for the final heat of the night.
So, once again, your leader, Murray, going to be leading these guys to the green flag, ready to rip. Green flag is in the air. They're under power. Here we go. Once again, heat race number 5.
And Jake Nightingale had a terrible start when the outside. Big crash in the back. 2 cars going around. It's Blake Brown this time. And, well, Spencer Stock, he almost got a penalty there when he had to pass around Nightingale, who had to let off the throttle, still making all sorts of contact behind them. But the battle is on for the transfer spot. Benjamin 80 also making contact with Nightingale. Battle on for second now. 3 wide for second.
3 wide, down into quarter number 3. Now this time at a turn 4, a little bit more contact just for the reassurance. They head clean and green down the front straightaway. This time at a quarter number 2, it's going to be 4 cars under a blanket down the backstretch.
Tate Butler trying to throw something up the inside. He's on the inside of Benjamin Nady. Nady's still trying to pull that top side. He's going to be able to rip it off of turn number 4. Trying to reel in Jake Nightingale. Tate Butler in that number 5 machine, though, still side by side at the bottom, trying to gun for a transfer spot. Comes out, nearly makes contact with Nady, but so far still clean. But Butler is going to have that transfer spot at the line, and he's going to try to go for the assurance spot all in 1 lap.
They still got company back behind them. Nolan is ICO Hungary number 21 in the mix as well. He's trying to gain that little bit of ground there on the low side, ripping that low side of the speedway right now. And again, it's still going to be the 4 cars under a blanket. Anybody's game so far.
Absolutely, and battle on for the lead. Tate Butler's trying to gun for the lead. Now he's going to be through on Spencer Stock. So Stock not having anything for it. Butler looks like, as Butler's going to be through to the lead of the heat race. No doubt about this one. My goodness, though, still got some racing left to go. 2 laps left in heat race number 5.
So the 5 machines still out in front of this thing so far. Spencer Stock behind him in second. White flag is in the air one more time around here at the dirt track at Charlotte for heat race action. The battle for the transfer position is still hot. Top of the outside wall goes the 3 of Nightingale. At a quarter number 4, it's going to be Butler with a heat race win. Spencer Stock coming home second. Nightingale going to come home in third.
And despite the valiant efforts there for Nady to put both their cars into the wall, him and Nightingale, he is going to have to settle this one in the consolation races tonight. And now it is, of course, time for the first of 3 consolation races. 12 laps, 3 advancing through to the feature event. Mitchell Clement and Colby Smith start off in first and second. Dustin Hodges and Kelby Taylor in third and fourth. Bo Reddy with Kevin McNabb in row number 3. Dalton Bishop and Alex Williamson in 7th and 8th. Billy Branch, Dalton McKinney in 9th and 10th. Kevin Rutherford, Todd Stanley in 11th and 12th. Ashley Vaughn and Blake Brown in 13th and 14th.
So Clement going to be leading these guys to the drop of the green flag here. It's going to be B-Main and number 1 of 3 cars going to be advancing to the feature events.
And again, you got your USMTS owner and president Todd Stanley in the field once again, starting down there in 12th place. So one of the officials coming amongst the drivers for tonight's race didn't have the best heat race. Might try to get a better consolation race for tonight, but only 3 are going to advance through to the feature.
Yep, so Todd Staley looking to have another good heat race here, but right now it's going to be Mitchell Clement on the front row, ready to lead these guys to the drop of the green. Colby Smith right next to him on his outside. 3 cars going to make it to the main event here. Clement waiting his word, waiting for him to fire as they make their way out of turn 4. The field is under power. Green flag is in the air. B-Main racing action.
And already almost 4 wide just before they even got to turn number 1. One of those cars, Bo Reddy, got an absolutely terrible start. 4 wide for the track for spot. That's going to be a big contact. 1 hard to the outside wall. Over there in turn number 3, Kevin McNabb. His night coming to a very abrupt end. Still 3 wide for the transfer spot at the turn number 1.
Man, oh man, talk about a gaggle of race cars back here. Is these guys are almost looking to go 3 wide, almost 4 wide for the lead up at the front of this thing. They stay clean so far. They stay consistent, but it's going to be 4 cars under a blanket up at the front of this race.
Dustin Hodges trying to fight around the inside of Kelby Taylor. Taylor doing whatever he can to try to hang on to that final transfer spot. Mitchell Clement losing the lead to Colby Smith last time by at the line. As I can see 1 car in the back, it's Billy Branch, who is looking hungry for 4th place on the inside. He's on a charge right now.
And that he is, but right now, as of right now, it's going to be Colby Smith up at the front of this thing. Kelby Taylor hot to his Nerf bar, and Mitchell Clement still looking to race this thing for the lead. And don't look now, here comes Kyle Harrison trying to fight on the outside. Contact, around goes Harrison. A cluster of cars going around down there out of turn 4. Somehow, everybody straightens it out, but caution flag will fly.
Another wreck over in turn number 2. This one to cause this yellow. First yellow of the night. It was Kelby Taylor that actually got spun around by Mitchell Clement over in turn 2, but luckily still managed to hang on to the spot. But like you said, an absolutely massive crash there for Dustin Hodges on the front straightaway, and somehow they didn't manage to flip over the midst of all that. But first yellow flag of the night, and oh boy, finally our voices can take a rest.
See if we can go back on the LSR TV replay here. Yeah, that was quite the cluster there down at corner number 4, and all those guys somehow managing to straighten back out. Just everybody trying to fight for real estate all over the racetrack here. So
if there are 2 words that I would like to use, and I actually do mean this in the best of ways, to describe all of these races, it is always controlled chaos. And I think there's no better way to run a dirt race than with controlled chaos, because it makes it that much more entertaining. And that's one of those cases where you really almost don't know what's going on. All you know is everybody's bumping around into each other, and that's just the way things are. So, well, first yellow flag in the first consolation race tonight, and we're going to be going green with 3 to go.
So 3 laps to go here. 12-lap B-main event. B-main number 1 of 3 on the nights. And right now it's going to be Colby Smith here, your control car for this restart. And they're under power. Green flag is in the air once again.
Green flag in the air, and now that battle is going to be all sorts of heated for the transfer spot. Kelby Taylor trying to find his way around the 2 cars in front of him. Blake Brown and Mitchell Clement. Clement up to the high side by side, still for 2nd place, and the transfer spot at the same time off the corner. Brown, though, he's going to only lose out on the inside line. Now trying to pinch that 192 in, but Taylor able to fight his way around Blake Brown. He is through into the final transfer spot. Now Taylor trying to drift up to try to go for that for the insurance spot.
Man, oh man, what some awesome racing. Kelby Taylor, he's still got work to do. Here comes a hungry number 99 down low. The 8 car up on the outside wall in front of him. And Blake Brown trying to fight up. Around goes Blake Brown. Big wreck as they come to the checker down the front straightaway. It's going to be Colby Smith with the B-main win. Clement in 2nd, Taylor in 3rd, and Kyle Harrison just missing it out to the 4th position.
I don't think there was a single car in that crash across the checker flag. Apart from the few cars that are in front of it, I think everybody was caught up in that one, to be honest. There was not one driver on the racetrack that got to that one clean. But now, we're moving on to the 2nd consolation race. This time, it's Johnny Broking up in 1st place, Benjamin Nadine down in 2nd, Ryan Gott in 3rd, Brennan Lacey in 4th, Jeffrey Wood 5th, Casey Lindell 6th, Dylan Allen in 7th, with Mike McKinney in 8th, Chris Kratzer 9th, Kyle Thompson 10th, Kenton Allen 11th, Jason Murray 12th, Tyler McGoldrick 13th, and Anthony Vasquez in 14th, with Brady Bell rounding out the 15-car field. 15
cars ready to rock and roll once again within about lap and a half, these guys will be to some green flag racing action once again.
Less than 2 laps to go before we are back green flag racing. This time it's going to be Broking who's going to be the one to try to lead them off to the green. And what we've seen the leaders for these heats, definitely get absolutely astonishing starts here. And restarts for that matter, so I would expect no different from that number 45 machine as he gets set to take this field to the green.
Johnny Broking has the field in hands. The 45 machine is ready to rip. Benjamin Nading to his outside. That'll make up your front row. Pace truck is off. Broking slow rolling down through corners number 3 and 4. They're under power. Green flag is in the air. B-main number 2.
And already battle off at the transfer spot. Ryan Gunn throwing it up inside of Brendan Lacey. This is for 3rd place, looking 3 wide almost. Brendan Lacey getting put to the outside. Whoa, almost all sorts of contact. 4 wide through turn number 3, and so far they somehow keep it green. That is going to secure that spot for now, though. For that 1-2-0, Ryan Gunn is Dylan Allen now going to be the one to put him under threat.
The Angry Hornets making their way down the back straightaway. It's a bee's nest back there as they're all scrambling for position. And now a couple of cars over to the outside while they keep it clean and green. Dylan Allen comes home in that 4th position as of so far. The 98 machine looking to gain 1 more position, but he's got a little bit of work to do. They're going to be 3 wide racing up ahead of him.
Johnny Broking trying to throw it underneath for the lead. He got slapped with the slider from Benjamin Nading the last time through 3 and 4. Nading through to the lead now, side by side for 2nd place now. Broking still trying to fight around Ryan Gunn. Gunn gonna pull a big slide job there on Johnny Broking. That's gonna work out for him, though. He's gonna hold 2nd place. Broking might try to look to repay the favor. He is gonna do so. A little bit of contact there. Now Dylan Allen trying to gun for 3rd.
Trying to gun for 3rd all the way down to the bottom of the speedway, and he almost had a car collide with his rear Nerf bar there. That would have been disastrous, but everybody keeps it under control so far. Dylan Allen looking to gain that 1 more spot. The 45 of Broking right in front of him. He's going to maybe try to pull the slider line. Doesn't quite able to clear. There's a little bit of contact there now off of corner number 4. He loses the momentum. Now he's got company under him for the 96.
Mike McKinney, all sorts of aggressive, trying to find his way up there. We're just over halfway through this 2nd consolation race. The battle is certainly on for 4th as McKinney and Allen are duking it out. This is only slowing them down, though. They can't close into Broking if they're side by side with each other. So one is going to have to win this battle if they're going to have any hope of going for the feature tonight.
Now Broking made a little bit of contact with the outside wall there once again, or Allen did, I apologize. Allen made contact with the outside wall and tries the slider line again. Contact off of turn 4. Nerf bar to Nerf bar racing. McKinney probably didn't like that one too much, and now McKinney almost going around. A massive save down there at the bottom of the speedway.
That 96 machine still trying to pull that slider line. He's made it work, and here comes Dylan Allen up the inside, still trying to fight for this one. 3 laps to go. They're only hurting themselves as they try to reel in Johnny Broking. Well, now Mike McKinney, he's finally gotten clear of Allen. Now the question's only gonna be, does he have the time that he needs to reel in that number 45?
McKinney, we know he's a fast driver here, USMTS, especially here with the iRacing series that we've seen so far. He's trying to make up ground there at the high side of the speedway, and he's gaining the momentum. He clipped the wall that last time around, but he is showing a very good amount of speed up there. He's up at the outside wall 1 more time, but still gaining ground on that 45 machine in front of him.
Here it goes, big slider for Mike McKinney. Can he make it work? No, he cannot. Side by side at the corner, but Johnny Broking can hold on for the transfer spot. Ryan Gunn in 2nd, Benjamin in 1st. Mike McKinney has settled for 4th by oh so little.
Oh, so little indeed, and that's been the margin for the transfer position in pretty much every race that we've seen so far that I know. But now, 1 more race before the main events here. B-main number 3.
One more 15-car race where we get set for another 100 laps of racing tonight. And well, this time it's going to be Ryan Gustin over there in first place with Jason Webb in second, Austin Howes third with Caleb Dillard in fourth, Nate Choder in fifth, Ben Lewis in sixth place, Davis Gibbons seventh, Sean Powers eighth, Lucas Schott ninth, Sam Fankhauser in 10th place, Jet Sorensen in 11th, Robbie Childs in 12th, Joey Galloway in 13th, Adam Beckner in 14th with Adam Hummerding in 15th place.
So the field's ready to rock and roll once again. They roll off behind the iRacing official pace truck, and these guys get ready to rumble. The Mighty Modifieds here again. You're watching USMTS Racing here live at LSR TV and Racing Dirt. We're happy to have all the race fans here with us tonight.
Yes, indeed. So another 15 cars getting ready to get racing here. You got yourself, well, it's going to be Ryan Gustin over there to lead them off to the line with Jason Webb down to second place. Jason Webb was, of course, your Lernerville victor, I believe, taking that victory by just 0.02 of a second. So Webb, he is looking for another very, very good race tonight.
Absolutely, and of course his winning race actually made the top 10 for the iRacing official page. So looking to try to make redemption from last week, not having a great week, but he's trying to maybe fight to get himself locked into the A main. The field is under power. We're green flag racing once again. B main number 3.
Jason Webb, both he and Gustin are well clear of the field. Looking 5 wide behind them, though, off of turn number 2. Lucas Schott can turn to the inside. What got hard to the wall and flipping like mad. Down at turn number 3, Davis Gibbons upside down at turn number 3, and certainly up in smoke. His night is done. They went 5 wide, though, off of turn number 2.
The cars that were involved managed to slow roll there off to the bottom of the racetrack and into the infield. Safety personnel is with them. We stay green. Now this time, and quarter number 1, as these two guys try to battle it out. Jason Webb trying to close in on your leader.
Jason Webb trying to reel in the gap, and well, it's going to be a question of can he get it done. Of course, Webb is looking very much clear right now. You got to remember, he's already up in second place, so he doesn't need to push it too hard. He's already well into the feature, and he's got a big margin of 1.2 seconds down to Nate Choder in third, so he does not have to worry about any competition from behind. But still, he's certainly looking to go for a consolation race victory tonight.
Absolutely. Ryan Gustin rocking there in the lead so far, as he's got company there. Jason Webb gonna throw it on in the slider line, and the crossover this time down at quarter number 4. A drag race for the race lead down at turn 1.
And oh man, outside wall. That was dirty there for Ryan Gustin, driving corner wide, and I think Jason Webb isn't too happy. They're beating and banging like that. Now Webb gonna repay the favor and put Gustin back to the outside wall.
Man, settle it out, boys. The two of you are already locked into this main event. They're going to have company from third place. Nate Choder back behind Tim, and Choder's got Lewis right on his trail, also the 14 machine.
So Nate Choder, all of a sudden, that 1.2 second gap from him to second is just evaporating. It's down to just 6/10 now. Now he's got to hope that they almost go at it again so he can go and pick up second and maybe even first place. Ben Lewis has not been able to close in the gap to third place at all. He's been really just kind of holding stagnant right now with Choder throughout this whole consolation race. This one, well, it's certainly been very much spread out ever since that 5-wide incident earlier on in the race.
Absolutely correct. So these guys are all trying to hang on to where they are right now, and Lewis can't seem to make up much more grounds on Choder up in front of him, though he's trying, just can't make any mistakes. The 19 machine up into the wall up ahead of these guys, but he keeps it straight and he holds on to the position so far. 2 laps to go with the stripe.
Jason Webb, 2 laps to go, and he is well through the field, another 1.28 seconds, and still growing for the number 15 machine. He has been on an absolute charge in this consolation race, and well, it's going to be a success for him. But here comes Nate Choder under threat now from Ben Lewis, trying to throw it at the inside behind him. Lewis trying that inside line to go for a transfer spot.
Not going to make it happen that time around. He's still going to try to hold the bottom of the racetrack. I just don't think he's going to be able to get there. He's going to try one more shot, and it's going to be no siree. It's going to be Webb getting that heat race win. Ryan Gusta coming home in second. Nate Choder going to get your last and final transfer position there in that third position.
And that is it. That is all we've got for the consolation and the heat races. 24 cars locked into the feature race and ready to go rumbling here at the dirt track at Charlotte in North Carolina.
Well, hey, race fans, would you like to let others know what your business does or where people can look you up or find you? Big Corner Creative can help you out. As a full-service marketing agency, BCC can help you develop your own message and get the word out to your customers. Big Corner Creative will show you how to market your business across all platforms: social media, radio, TV, even Google. Make sure you show up and stand out when somebody searches your business name. Need your helmet or race car wraps? Maybe your company truck? Let Big Corner Creative come up with a winning design today for your company. Google Big Corner Creative right now to get started. And race fans, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with you. LSR TV live on Racing Dirt. Hey race fans, is it time for your vehicle to have an oil change? What about new tires? Let Matt Hamilton Ford Quick Lane take care of your vehicle needs with pickup and delivery right from your home. Whether your car is due for regular maintenance or you need to get a recall done, Mel Hamilton Quick Lane is open and ready to take care of anything that your vehicle needs. You concentrate on taking care of your family, let our certified technicians take care of your vehicles. Choose worry-free service today from Mel Hamilton Quick Lane and experience the difference. So, race fans, we are back here live at LSR TV with Racing Dirt, and almost ready for some A-Main racing action here, as I'd like to give all the Race sponsors, a shout out: Mel Hambleton Ford, BCC Signs and Graphics, Mel Hambleton Ford Racing, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Racing Shocks, FK Rod Ends, and our channel sponsors, Sawblade.com, Clan War Servers, Fame Design and Media, and East Coast Motorsports Media. All backers here, especially USMCS and LSR TV, and of course, a huge shout out to Race and Dirt for providing our coverage to their page, as well as we would not have the viewership that we do for these races without them. And obviously a big shout out to USMTS, United States Modified Touring Series, the fastest growing and most popular open wheel dirt modified touring series in the world, as all of those guys have been very welcoming and very warming here to our broadcast. And Nolan, it's about that time. We're about to go A-Main Racing here tonight, and man, this program flew by.
Well, it always does, and it's a bit of a shame that it always does fly by, because it means it's just it unfortunately means that we have to cut things short so much sooner. And well, this program, though, let me tell you what, it is always a thriller from start to finish. You expect nothing less for today. Well, 24 cars getting ready to go racing here for the feature. Racing is the 28 car of Mars, starting things off on pole position with Chad Wheeler down in second, Ryder Cantillo in third, Clyde Dunn in fourth, Tate Butler in fifth place, Tanner Mullins in 6th, Brandon Givens 7th, Cale Westover 8th, Laurel Havens in 9th, Spencer Stock in 10th, Nicholas Wiley 11th, Clint McFadden 12th, Cody Gagliano down in 13th place with Dustin Hall in 14th, Jake Nightingale 15th, Colby Smith 16th, Benjamin Nading 17th, Jason Webb in 18th, Mitchell Clement 19th, Ryan Gaunt 20th place, Ryan Gustin in 21st, Kelby Taylor 22nd, Johnny Broking 23rd, with Nate Choder rounding out the 24-car field for the night.
So Sam Mard's going to get these guys underway here as the iRacing official pace truck rolls off of the grid. And race fans, it's time to make your picks. Who's going to be getting the feature win tonight? Is it going to be somebody up at the front of this field? Is it going to be somebody all the way at the back? Jason Webb is all the way starting back there towards the end of the field. You've got a couple other hard hitters back there. We know Colby Smith is going to be fast. Clinton McFadden is back there around mid-pack. Brandon Givens shows a really good show every week here. How about Sam Moore starting up at the pole position here? Ryder Cantillo back there, Chad Wheeler, Clyde Dunn, all within the top 5. Tate Butler back there shows speed here every week. So these guys are ready to rock and roll. The pace truck this time around will make its way down into the safety of the infield. Off it goes. Mars and Wheeler going to be on your front row. Race fans, A-Main Racing action. Buckle your seatbelts, hang on to your hats. The mighty modifieds are ready to rumble. It's showtime.
And already Mars off to a great start. Some contact being made there between Cantillo and your 4th place driver. They're looking 3 wide for second already. There goes Butler up the inside already. 3 wide, looking 4 wide for second place already on the turn number 2.
Lap 1 of 40 is in the books now. A 40-lap feature event. Caution flag is in the air.
Well, first caution of the night, the main event really did not take long, and this was a big stack up actually for 3 wide. Over there in turn number 3 started with Jake Nightingale and Colby Smith when they got turned sideways. The replay now up on your screen, as you'll see. Collected about 4 drivers in there, and well, Nightingale rode up onto his side right against that turn 3 fence.
Oh man, yeah, big contact with the outside wall there as we look at the FK Rod Ends replay, and tough break for all of those drivers as we're going to be slow rolling behind the iRacing and Motorsport Simulations pace truck once again.
Oh, he didn't make it very long, that's for sure. We were on lap number 2, I believe, when that caution came out. So, well, it's I guess that just happens to be, you know, the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you get a race where you get a really long green flag run, you don't have a yellow at all. Sometimes you have a race where the yellow comes out within the first 5 laps. You know, it can really go all sorts of different ways here, especially in these types of chaotic races. The way, you know, this format has been laid out tonight as well. I think it's definitely we can definitely look forward to seeing some better runs later on in this race.
Yeah, absolutely correct. You know, these guys know what they're doing. Professional race car drivers here throughout most of the field. So all of these guys get stacked up, doubled up, and 1 lap down, 39 to go. We're ready to get set to go green flag racing once again, Nolan.
Jason Webb having to go right to the back of the field, unfortunately. So Webb, well, not what he was hoping to see today. He's actually going to try and slide his way in here, it looks like. He's actually bumping it up there with Johnny Broking, forces his way in there. But now we are green flag racing once again. And looking already up front, and it's going to be 2 wide down for second place as we take the green flag once again. Battle on for the lead. Chad Wheeler trying to pull the outside.
Wheeler up there in the 29 machine, the bright red number 29. He's ripping the high side, high, wide, and hits him down off of quarter number 4. Nearly the new race leader, just couldn't quite get there. It's going to be Sam Marsh, slow rolling the bottom there at the low side of the racetrack. Still trying to make something happen, and don't look now. Here comes Tate Butler, the 5 machine, trying to stick his nose in 3 wide for the race lead.
Tate Butler, he was so close. I learned if I remember, he was a part of those drivers involved in that 3 wide photo finish. Not able to make anything right now. Still trying that inside line, trying to find whatever speed he can around the bottom now. So Butler still trying to find whatever speed he can get around that inside line as they continue to duke it out for the race lead here at the dirt track at Charlotte. For now, it's looking like it'll be all in the hands of Chad Wheeler.
Yeah, that 88 sneaking up there as well. Clyde Dunn trying to make some noise up here within the top 3. Trying to get himself up to a podium position now as he does. Tate Butler got a little bit squirrely there at the bottom side of the speedway. And now a little bit of contact with your second and third place drivers. Clyde Dunn made contact with Mars. Everybody manages to save it. We stay green.
Clyde Dunn clearly impatient, trying to poke around Sam Mars as quick as he can. That 27 machine looking very, very strong around that outside line. Right now, you got about your top 6 here in single file. Now, top 7, check that battle on. Right in the back for 8th place, Laurel Havens throwing it up the inside. He's gone from 11th, and look at this. They're about to go. They almost went for 4 wide. 1 car off and into the infield grass in the back and spinning around. It's Jason Webb again, who looks like Mike just throw in the towel here.
A tough break for Webb back there. Haven still looking down low. 1 car but the inside. Yuka Tires, he keeps it straight. We stay green even still. Haven's down low. The 47 machine. It's going to be 3 wide. Battling back there for the latter half in the top 10 now.
Dustin Hall trying to pull that middle groove around the outside. Big slider up front, though. That's Clint McFadden getting the shot from the back from Nicholas Wiley. Nerf bar to Nerf bar. Wiley up the inside. Big time, and he takes him out. Holy cow. Huge crash at turn number 2. Kale Westover getting taken out there by Nicholas Wiley, who got way too aggressive and, like a martial arts champion, kicked the 51 up and over.
Man, oh man, looking at the FK Rada and replay here, coming down here into quarter number 1, it's just, we see there, they made heavy contact, the 3 try to throw it in, and I don't know what to make of that one, but up and over goes Kale Westover, up to the outside, catch fence doing its job, and he will land flat on his roof, going flat back out all 4s, and we go on board with him in the replay. A wild ride for Westover there through corners number 1 and 2. And a tough break for all of those guys. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of that one, but cause of caution, going to go to Nick Wiley for that one, I do believe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt in the mind that Nicholas Wiley definitely caused that one. Just drove it in way too deep down into turn number 1 to kick things off. So it's unfortunate there for the number 3, but, you know, rules are rules. 30 laps to go here. When we take it back, green flag racing, they get stacked up, doubled up, ready to go racing once again about a quarter of the way through this main event.
Again, we'd like to thank all of the race fans for tuning in. 30 laps to go here when we take the green flag once again. It's going to be Chad Wheeler leading these guys up here, up on the low side. He's on the throttle. Green flag is in the air once again. A-Main Racing, 30 laps to go. Mars trying to fight for the position down the low side. Going to try the slider line. Not going to be able to make it work. He loses momentum. It's going to be a drag race for the second position down into turn 3.
Clyde Dunn trying to get his way, and he's going to squeeze by around the outside of Sam Mars into turn number 4, and now well cleared. Again, the top 4 already clear the field. And, well, there's Tate Butler who's trying to make moves, trying to throw it at the inside. That's a move for fourth placement rider Cantillo. Cantillo going to poke around the outside line. Caution flag is out again, and it's another wreck. Big wreck over in turn number 3. Another 3-wide incident. This saw Dustin Hall this time getting turned upside down, and another very wild ride. This one for the 74.
Second car upside down, and tonight we look at the replay here. They come out of turn 3, heading down the back straightaway, and the 74 just gets a little bit too high. I don't think realizing that he had the 28 machine up above him, and that'll send him up to the outside concrete, and he backs it in, up and over. Big time hit down there going into corner 3, and a tough break for Dustin Hall and the 74 crew.
Well, absolutely. It was definitely a wild ride and a tough break for them, but that is, of course, the hazards of 3-wide racing on a dirt track like this one. And well, it's a big shame for them, but that's going to take the flip count of the night up to about, probably actually about 5 or 6. Remember, we had that big wreck at the end of one of our consolation races that saw about 2 or 3 cars getting turned upside down there, and you, of course, had another car that flipped over, and I think one of the heat races as well. So about 5 or 6 cars have been turned over tonight. So, well, I'll tell you what, there have been some very, very wild rides in this one, Brandon.
That there have been, and you know, of course, the virtual worlds, all of these drivers have virtually been checked out and okayed by the medical officials, so everybody gonna be a-okay here after this race is all said and done, and maybe all except for some hurt feelings is what we'll have here at the end of the night. But so far, these guys are pretty clean. It's going to be 28 laps to go here when they go back to the green flag racing. It's been clean racing up towards the front of this, I should say, and these guys putting on one good show, and it's been all of these guys under a blanket so far, within around the top 6 or so.
28 to go when we take it green, and well, Face Truck going to be preparing to pull them off this time. It is off and away. Chad Wheeler ready to lead the den as we continue to close into the halfway point. The 29 car on the loud pedal. We're racing again.
The field powers down into quarters number 1 and 2 once again. Chad Wheeler leading these guys around. Clyde Dunn going to be right in his tire tracks, and here comes Butler down on the low side, trying to maybe use that slider line. Not going to be able to make it work. He's going to hold strong to where he is, and around goes one car at the back. That's Brandon Gibbons going around. No caution yet. Now the caution flag flies.
And another big door slam this time as we, well, we might have to take a look back to the irons for the replay, but this is the FK Rods replay. And, well, this was another one of those very fierce door slams. Gibbons threw it up into the corner, got hit from behind, actually, by Clint McFadden. And then Dennis Mullins plowed through him, and it just caused a big checkup over there in 3 and 4. Again, about 5 or 6 drivers caught up in this one, so another pileup for turn number 4. No cars getting overturned in this one, though.
Yeah, a tough break there, and just kind of a stack-up effect once again. So these guys under the caution flag once again, as you know, I'm sure all these drivers up towards the front of this thing really want to get these green flag laps in. And I don't believe, Charles, our producer, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe we got a lap in before the caution flag flew once again. So Chad Wheeler still going to be up at the front of this thing, as Clyde Dunn going to be to his outside. Tate Butler back there in the 3rd position, and Sam Mars is going to round out your top 4, your front 2 rows.
My goodness, this is it's certainly been an eventful night so far of racing, and well, it's looking like we might be setting ourselves up more and more for a finish like what we saw at Lernerville. Of course, we were mentioning that that would be a very hard finish to top, but from what we've seen thus far, we might get a finish night that comes pretty darn close.
Absolutely correct. I can't wait. And of course, to anybody curious, the USMTS officials are keeping all these guys in check. Everybody getting sent to the end of the line for cause of caution here. So 28 laps to go. The field is under power. Green flag is in the air once again.
And now it's going to be a big dive there from Tate Butler up the inside of Clyde Dunn. Wasn't able to make that one work off of corner number 2. Now, Butler going to be side by side with Sam Mars. 3 and 4 going to try to pull the slider, but this might get close here. Mars getting pinched out and has to back out of that one and has to yield there for Tate Butler. And now you can see another battle on as well. One car getting spun around in the back. This might be another yellow flag. No, it's not. We are going to keep this one green. It was Colby Smith that got turned around in front of the field, and luckily we are going to keep this one green.
Mars lost a couple of positions there. He's all the way back into the 5th spot with company back behind him for the 192. Kelby Taylor trying to make something happen, and it's going to be a side-by-side battle between Haven and Butler, and Haven's going to try to put the boot to him. Now fighting down on the left side, it's going to be rim riding as Butler and Haven's going to try that middle groove, and it makes it work.
Trying to make it work for Butler now at the inside, with the 47 trying to cover him off in the middle. Now Laurel Havens able to make that one stick around the inside, around the middle. Now trying to go to the inside. So Havens doing an experimentation behind the little big slider as Kelby Taylor's put himself into the wall and trying to get around Sam Mars. Mars back to the inside now, and he's still trying to run that outside line. A lot of sliders being thrown now. Starting to single file out here a little bit more as well. There you go. Taylor back to the bottom, but still not able to find anything on Mars.
Now there is some tack there in the center of the speedway that I'm noticing a lot of these drivers try to go to for a passing lane, and I know that bottom side of the speedway is still pretty fresh as well if you could really slow roll it around here, but so far preferred line is going to be all the way up against the outside wall. These guys kicking clay and rocks all the way against that concrete, and they're rocking and rolling high wide and handsome for Sam Mars up there on the high side. He's scraping the tail end of that car right against that white concrete.
That's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you really tempt fate with that outside wall. I've seen a couple of drivers already do that. Hasn't worked out for them though. So well, now you can see the 47 machine trying to throw it underneath Clyde Dunn halfway this time by, so the 88 car still pulling that outside line very much high, wide, and handsome as Laurel Havens trying to work that inside line, trying to rip around there. They are approaching some lap traffic, so it seems like lap cars might be playing into a factor tonight.
So the 88 Clyde Dunn trying to make work on Havens in front of him once again. Dunn is just going to slip up a little bit there on the high side, loses momentum. Now here comes the 5 of Tate Butler below him. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Butler not quite able to hang on to that momentum down into corner number 1.
Not quite able to hang on to it, still trying to find something to work though as Tate Butler, he's down a couple more places now. Now Clyde Dunn still pulling that top side, and unfortunately Butler might get a little checked up here by Jake Nightingale. Butler being forced to go to the high side and can't get right to the bottom like he's been trying to do because, well, you got that lap car on the inside, so unfortunate there for Butler. Looks like he's going to have to just settle things in here as they are, well, your top 4 are really just clean and green away. The first battle on track that's really side by side is actually a pretty far ways down. The order's actually almost in the back. Ryan Gaunt trying to pull something around some of the other cars around his little order.
Back up for the 3rd position. Clyde Dunn under fire from Tate Butler below him. It's going to be side by side down into corner number 1. A little bit of contact between those 2 drivers now out of corner number 2. And it's going to be Tate Butler coming away with that position all the way down into corner number 3. Clyde Dunn trying to fight back, running right in the rear tire tracks. Just not going to be able to make it happen. Now he ducks all the way to that low side. He's riding that low side of the speedway, not quite able to hold the momentum. He's going to fall back to that 4th position.
Got a bit too sideways there on the inside, got awfully close to those tractor tires as well, and luckily managed to keep it under control, but he's lost a ton of time back there. Over to Dave Butler up in third, so unfortunately there for Clyde Dunn, who's still going to continue trying to pull his car around this speedway. And looks like the battle of the lead might be closing in too, as Laurel Havens continuing trying to find something to work here on Chad Wheeler.
Wheeler ripping that high side pretty much all race so far in that 29 machine. I see that middle groove is really starting to come around. For how long it's going to last down there, I'm not sure. 47 loses a little bit of momentum that time, Alpha quarter number 4. And all of these guys trying to fight their fight here to try to hang on to position. Havens down on that low side of the speedway, 29 up top. It looks like it could possibly work. 10 laps to go.
I wanted to mention Laurel Havens has been faster than Chad Wheeler the past 2 laps. It hasn't been by much, but it's been enough that gap is closing. Havens on that bottom side is a little bit quicker. He's got what it needs to try to reel him in. He's just got to try to pull just a little bit more out of that race car. It was a 491 last time with the 17-second range for Wheeler, a 386 for Havens. So this is very much one of those races now where you got to try to wonder, can Havens try to find some kind of extra speed and some extra grip around that inside to try to continue to pull in the gap?
Yeah, absolutely. Is just a handful of laps to go now. The 47 trying to find the speed down on the low side of the racetrack. And this could be a potential battle for a race win. As we see, the 47 is really good here on corner entry, just can't quite get the power off.
Still trying to get that power on and just can't manage to get it off either. And that's been the problem, is that he needs to find some more momentum around that inside line to try to gun for the lead here. He is still quicker in every single lap, so he's got to try to find some extra speed here to try to find some way to get around Chad Wheeler.
The battle for the 4th position is on as we tune into it, as Mars manages to pull away with that position from the 192 now. All of these guys just trying to fight their own fights as we focus back up towards the front. The 47 trying to make a move down low. The battle is getting closer.
It's at the point now where if he's going to get really brave in final few laps, he's actually scared that 29 car into taking the inside line with him. And because well, Laurel Havens was faster by almost a quarter of a second one of these laps. This is continuing to get really, really close. At this point, you got to wonder that 47 car, he's got to try to find some way to maybe throw it up the inside, and probably one of the biggest sends he will have made in his career. He's going to have a hope of going for that win now that the 29 is covering the inside.
Yeah, 29 covering the inside, and that has to leave the 47 to try to move to the outside of the racetrack. He knows that their speed, Wheeler found the speed down there on the low side. Now trying to make it work. 47 pulling right up to his rear Nerf bar just about. We could have a potential battle for the lead on our hands. The 29 running a little bit lower of a line there towards the center of the racetrack.
2 laps to go now as Laurel Havens continues trying to find his way underneath the leader. Again, faster by almost a 10th and a half that last time by. Whatever Havens got in the stocks, now is the time to get him out and to go full throttle right through to the end.
White flag is in the air one more time around. 47 trying to come to the inside. Havens trying to make something work against Wheeler. This time at a quarter number 3. Is he going to be able to find the momentum? No, sir. It's going to be Chad Wheeler taking the A-Main win. USMTS Modified Racing from Charlotte.
And it's going to be Tate Butler in a very secure 3rd place finish. Kelby Taylor down in 4th with, Sam Mars rounding things off in 5th place. The rest of the field just crossing the line now. Well, it was a chaotic start to the main event, but, well, I would say it was a very, very clean end to it as well to end things off.
Absolutely it was, and we give our huge congratulations for Chad Wheeler. And, of course, Havens up there, the 47, for putting on such a great show up front, and all of our competitors here with USMTS Modifieds. Race fans, we'll be right back with you. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Stay tuned for the post-race show up next. Welcome, race fans, back to LSR TV Live. Dirt here with your post-race show presented by Clan Wars Server. Clan Wars Server is the official communication partner with LSR TV. Going to be here with your top three, or your third and second placements. Unfortunately, Chad Wheeler not here with us, but again, we do congratulate him on the win here tonight. I've caught up here with your third place finisher, Tate Butler. Tate, you come home with a third place finish, man. How you feeling?
Pretty good, especially after last week, not even making the feature. So, it was good to get up there and make the featured run with a podium finish.
Man, it was a hard-fought battle for you all night long, and you had to fight guys off left and right and all through the field. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, we started fifth, and then just tried to maintain in the early part of the race because, it's 50 laps, long race. So once the track started drying out, though, we kind of had to move around and find where the best line was, and luckily we were still up there up front, so we just had to make a few moves on some guys, and unfortunately, the top two kind of pulled away, but luckily we were able to hang on to third. Absolutely,
and a strong performance here tonight from you. Is there anybody tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Kevin for putting on the race, LSR TV for broadcasting it, and that's about it.
Well, awesome job, Tate, and thank you for talking with us, and congratulations on your podium finish.
Thank you.
And now I'm going to pass it off to Nolan to get your second place finisher here. Nolan?
Absolutely. Thank you, Brad. And, Laurel Havens coming at home in second place by, not by much, that's for sure. You were certainly reeling in Chad Whelan. Probably give another 5 laps so you would have taken that win. And, you think within that little bit of a time frame, if you had just a little bit more time, you might have been able to get the win tonight?
I don't know. We were really close. I did catch him a little bit, but once he started moving down the track a little bit and we were in the same line, I think we were even. So even if I was a tenth of a second faster, I don't know if I could have got around him because the line that was fast was pretty narrow, and if you got out of it, you lost a lot of momentum. But we had a good run. Passed a lot of cars, but mainly just to catch back up to where I was at. The restarts killed me there for a while, but after it started slicking off, we did a lot better, and the cars started coming in.
Well, we were talking about how earlier in the race, the whole track was looking very, very fresh, and there was a lot of grip just about wherever you could find it. Certainly, from there to the end, the track progression ended up certainly getting the better of a lot of drivers as the grooves began to become more defined on what lines were fast and what lines wouldn't get you anywhere. And you were definitely right in the thick of that for the whole of the night. Talk us through just how you managed to get things done for you, because I can imagine it certainly wasn't easy with the track progression.
It wasn't. It was really tacky in the beginning, and it's kind of about wherever you wanted to go as long as you can stay away from the other cars. I try not to get too close to the wall because they bang around against one another and have a lot of wrecks. I like to run the middle as long as the line's there. So middle to bottom is where I usually do good on this track. So it stayed with me. It was starting to go away. I'm going to say another 10 laps or so I was going to have to go back up top, and so I'm glad it was as short as it was.
Well, regardless, and despite some of the complications early on in the main event, congratulations on coming home in that second place. And before we part ways here, anybody else you want to shout out? Sponsors, friends, family, who gets it done there for that number 47?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys up in the booth and Kevin McNatt for putting it on. It was a good race. To have a track where you can race 2 or 3 lanes like that, it was really nice. And so hats off to them. I know they reset the track a couple of times, and that worked out perfect. So great job. WR1 Sim Chassis, making it nice and comfortable to ride in. So for these races, it makes it a lot easier. HPP pedals for that midline, it makes a big difference on having a good set of pedals. So thank those guys a lot.
That was your second place finisher there, Laurel Havens, just so close behind Chad Wheeler. Maybe be able to go for a victory next week. Passing it back off to you now, Brandon.
Oops. Yeah, and unfortunately not able to interview winner Chad Wheeler. But again, we give our huge congratulations to him and all of his crew and everybody that makes it happen for that 29 machine. So, with that being said, Nolan, what a great night of racing we had all tonight, and all these guys with USMTS putting on another great show.
Oh, absolutely. And, this is what we've said, from Lernerville, from Eldora, and now we're saying again, Dirt Track of Charlotte. They certainly don't fail to deliver a good show. So far, we are 3 for 3 for absolutely thrilling races. And, well, I cannot wait for this to be 4 for 4 next week either.
Yeah, absolutely. And, shout out to everybody that gets it done here. The United States Modified Touring Series, the fastest growing and most popular open-wheel dirt modified touring series in the world, attracting some of the most talented and professional drivers in North America. The fan-friendly format and exciting show creates for an enthusiastic and loyal fan base, and the USMTS routinely competes in front of capacity crowds. For more information, visit usmts.com. Also, Mel Hambleton Ford, known as one of the best Ford car dealers in the Wichita, Kansas area. They have a great selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, and customer service with a smile. For more information, visit mhford.com. As well as Kaiser Manufacturing. Their commitment to engineering and developing products is reflected on the wide range of fabricated items they produce for the manufacturing and retail industries. From simple to complex fabrication, they can do that. For more information, visit kaisermanufacturing.com. And FK Bearings Incorporated, a world-class leading USA manufacturer of rod ends, spherical bearings, custom engineered bearings, and related products. Established in 1983, FK Bearings brings over 35 years of experience to the industrial and performance and off-road markets. For more information, visit fkrodends.com. And Nolan, before we wrap up tonight's coverage, any final thoughts on tonight's racing action?
I think I've already said what needs to be said. It was another thrilling night. We are now 3 for 3 from Lernerville to Eldora, and now for the dirt track at Charlotte. Every race has been a thriller so far. Can't wait for next week.
So, race fans, I think that's about going to wrap it up here for us tonight's LSR TV and Race and Dirt. From all of us here are race sponsors: Mel Hambleton Ford, BCC Signs and Graphics, Mel Hambleton Ford Racing, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Racing Shocks, FK Rod Ends, Sawblade.com, Clan Wars Servers, Fame Design and Media, and East Coast Motorsports Media. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. From Charles Wooten behind the cameras in the producer seat, my announcing partner tonight, Nolan Rempel, and myself, Brandon Kreutz, we'd like to say good racing and good night, and we will see you next time.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.